The chairman disguised himself as an ordinary applicant to get a job at one of his company's branches. He planned to personally clean out the corrupt people inside the company. But after waiting for quite some time, only one female employee kindly brought him a glass of water. Suddenly, the department manager kicked the door open, barged in furiously, and scolded the woman for serving him, even threatening to fire her. Frightened, she quickly stepped aside. This manager had long been used to throwing his weight around. He immediately ordered several job seekers to stand, pulled out his payment QR code, and demanded they pay a so-called meeting fee before continuing. The others were stunned and chose to leave. Now only the man remained. The manager turned his anger toward him, but the man calmly replied that he was recruited directly by headquarters, and the manager had no authority to reject him. Noticing the man's confidence, the manager grew suspicious and asked for his entry documents, only to discover that the man's household registration came from the same village as the chairman. Thinking he might be related to the chairman, the manager reluctantly allowed him to join, but insisted he start as an intern. He then handed him piles of thick documents, ordering him to finish them overnight. The next day, the man reported for work as usual, but the manager came again with the QR code, this time demanding a computer rental fee. Everyone in the office knew what was going on, but they had no choice except to pay. One young employee couldn't afford it because his mother was seriously ill. The manager cruelly forced him to lick his shoe in front of everyone. The man stepped in, asking what right he had to charge such fees. The manager boldly claimed it was the chairman's idea and shoved a computer fee form at him to sign. This made the man suspicious. Who was backing this manager and letting him run wild? To uncover the truth, he signed the form. Moments later, the manager received a phone call from his supporter. The man wanted to follow and find out which executive it was, but a female colleague stopped him. She warned him not to go against the manager because the person behind him was too powerful. While they spoke, the manager returned and caught them. He flashed the QR code again and fined the man $500. The man reluctantly paid, which pleased the manager, who praised him for being sensible. Furious, the man pressed his colleague for answers and finally learned that the backer was none other than the vice president, who also happened to be the manager's cousin. The man told her not to worry. He would never let them keep abusing their power. He immediately called his special assistant and ordered him to bring the vice president and all headquarters executives to the branch. But as soon as he went back to the office, the manager kicked him down and prepared to stomp on him. At that moment, the vice president called, warning the manager that the chairman would inspect the branch the next day and told him to hide all evidence of corruption so nothing would be discovered. Meanwhile, the chairman's special assistant had already arrived with others to fetch him. Soon, the assistant and the vice president stood at the branch entrance. The assistant told the vice president to wait while he went upstairs to get the chairman. To silence the employees, the manager pulled out dozens of gold bars, instantly drawing their attention. But there was a condition. They had to praise him in front of the chairman. He even made them sign for the gold. But knowing his cunning, a few employees secretly followed him. The man quickly exposed the trick, saying he could never truly buy everyone's loyalty. The manager sneered, admitting the employees weren't even worth bribing. The papers they signed were actually confidentiality agreements. Anyone